guys, so today I'm going to be doing a cooking video for you guys. You guys have said that you missed these and you wanted to see them, and I'm off today, so I will be cooking some dinner. This is going to be a quick dinner, and this is basically kind of like a mac and cheese, but a little bit better. What you're going to need is some Rotini noodles. I use the whole wheat Rotini pasta. You can use whatever kind you want. You're going to need about a cup of melted butter, any kind you want. You're either going to want to use 2 cups of whatever milk you drink, or 2 cups of this. I'm going to use half and half just because it makes it a bit more creamier and thicker. But if you don't want it that way, then you could definitely use whatever milk you have in the house, as long as you use 2 cups. You're going to need a can of cheddar cheese soup. I got the 10.75 ounce. And you're going to need half of one of these. They're kind of like, this is the H-E-B brand, but it's basically the Velveeta cheese. This is a 32 ounce, so I'm going to use half of it. And I'm going to cube it up. Basically, you can buy this kind and just use half, or you can just get a 16 ounce and use the entire thing. So that's what you're going to need. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to cook your noodles. Now, you're not going to cook them until they're done, okay? You're only going to cook them until they're almost done. You definitely do not want to cook them until they're done, because you're going to be adding them to the crock pot with the rest of this stuff, and you're going to be cooking it for about an hour and 45 minutes to 2 hours, and you don't want your noodles to end up mushy. So do not cook them all the way done. Just make them to where they're almost done. So you're going to cook your noodles, and yeah, you're going to add it to the rest of this stuff. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and get my measuring cup, and I'm going to melt my cup of butter. And I'm basically just going to pour my melted butter, my half and half, and my cheddar cheese soup, along with my cubed up cheese, into the crock pot. And go ahead and like turn my crock pot on, let it start melting it and blending it all together while my noodles are cooking. And then I'm basically just going to add it all together and let it cook. So I'll come back and show you guys once I get these added to my crock pot. So I've added my butter, and I've added my 2 cups of the half and half. And I've added the entire can of, what do you call it? Cheddar cheese soup. I'm going to turn mine on high. Now, I have not put my cheese in here yet, my cubed up cheese. Just roughly cube it up and then add it to this. And then once your noodles are almost done, you can drain them and add it to this mixture as well. You're going to want to cook this anywhere from 1.5 to 2.5 hours. And it will be done for you guys to eat. Really, really delicious. We're going to have some corn with this tonight. I'm probably just going to make some chicken nuggets, and I don't know, maybe some garlic bread or something if they want it. Like, I have some garlic sticks that I might make too as well. But you guys can add like a salad to this, or anything else that you want to add to your dinner. But it's really good. Doesn't take that long to make, and everybody loves it. I just have my noodles cooking here in the water. Just wanted to come back real quick and just show you guys how like easy it is. Just waiting on these to get almost done. I have my crock pot on high, warming up, and if you guys can see, I've put the cheese in there, and I've just roughly cubed it. I used half of the 32 ounce thing that I showed you guys earlier, and I roughly cubed it up and added it in here. And I'm just letting it kind of, everything melt together while the noodles get to the point where I can add the noodles. And then I'll just cook it for about 2 hours. And it'll be done. You guys let me know if you make it in the comments below. So this has been in there for about an hour now. All the cheese has melted. And you guys can see it's like really, I mean, there's still like a lot of broth on here, I guess you could say. But that's okay. Some of it will continue to like burn off and stuff. But it's always good to have extra, because of course you're not going to eat all this at one time. And it helps to keep it like, basically if you're going to have leftovers, it's always good to have like extra broth, so that way the next day when you're heating it up, it doesn't make it all dry and stuff. So that's a good thing. If you don't like broth with yours or whatever, I just use like these vented spoons, and it drains it off, and you still get your cheesy noodles. But I'm going to let this cook for about another half an hour, 45 minutes, and it will be done.